Now let's meet the #1 singing trio in the country today.
12 number one singles, 2 Grammy nominations, and international stardom. The Supremes didn't just break records, they broke boundaries, and they changed the music world not only as women, but as women of color. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today's topic is the iconic girl group, the Supremes. How did they achieve success as an all-female, all-black group during the tumultuous 60s? What were the hurdles they overcame? And are things better for musicians of color today? I will be discussing all this and more in this video, so stay tuned. If this is your first time here and you like what you see, please hit the like button below and subscribe to my channel for more content. Now, without any further ado, let's get on with the video. In the projects of Detroit in the late 1950s, a girl group was born. Florence Ballard, Mary Wilson, Diana Ross, Betty McGlowan, who was later replaced by Barbara Martin, came together to form the Primettes, a sister act to the Primes, who would later and more famously be known as the Temptations. As the Primettes, the group performed at sock hops, clubs, and social events. As their popularity grew locally, they were referred to simply as the Girls. But the girls wanted more than just local fame. They wanted to be recording artists. Through Ross's neighbor, Smokey Robinson, they landed an audition with Motown's Berry Gordy. However, Gordy initially rejected the girls, but this didn't stop the Primettes. They signed with Lupine Records and recorded their first ever single. Unfortunately, this turned out to be another dead end as the record flopped. However, the girls were anything but quitters. Knowing that only Motown could make them stars, the girls visited Gordy's Hitsville, USA studio every single day, until one day Gordy relented and signed the girls on under one condition: the Primettes had to change their name. It was Florence Ballard that chose the name The Supremes, and although Diana Ross didn't really like it, the name stuck. And after Barbara Martin left the group to start a family, the Supremes became a trio. With a brand new name and a brand new contract with Motown, the Supremes expected to take on the charts, but that was much easier said than done. From 1961 to 1963, the group released a total of 6 singles. However, none of them charted in the top 40, causing the group to be referred to as the No-Hit Supremes. Things would soon change for the better when the track When the Love Light Starts Shining Through His Eyes broke through the top 40 and peaked at number 23 on the Billboard charts. In 1964, Where Did Our Love Go was released, and although the members had their doubts about it, the song was the Supremes' first major hit, reaching number 1 on the charts. After that, the hits just rolled in. Baby Love, Come See About Me, Stop in the Name of Love, and Back in My Arms Again all peaked at number 1 on the charts. By 1965, the Supremes were considered internationally successful, as they headed world tours, recorded music for films, and even had their own brand of bread. Yes, they were literally getting that bread. And in 1966, they released their album The Supremes A Go-Go, which became the first ever girl group album to reach number 1 on the Billboard charts. Berry Gordy wanted the Supremes to be popular with both black and white audiences. To do so, he created the image of the girls as being hyper-glamorous and feminine, in order to counteract stereotypical perceptions of black musicians as being unrefined and lacking class. They look pretty classy and elegant to me, but the 60s, like today, were a very racialized time, and I think Gordy just wanted to undo some of the stereotypes that were used by the mainstream to hold back talented artists of color. Throughout the history of the music industry, white artists often profited off of the talent of black artists. Black musicians and performers would release music which would then be covered by white musicians. I know imitation is meant to be the sincerest form of flattery, but the covers of black-produced music often were more successful than the original work. Not because the covers were inherently better, but because music by white artists were better promoted in the media and more accessible to white audiences. Unfortunately, this can still be seen in the music industry today. The Grammys, for example, have come under fire for this very thing. The show asks black artists to perform so that the ceremony can pull in viewers, but are reluctant to recognize and award the successes of black musicians. This is made worse when white artists who are inspired by and even imitate black forms of music are given the more prestigious awards.
The artist of my life is Beyonce, and this album for me, the Lemonade album, was just so monumental.
Again, the industry wants to profit off of black art and intellectual property, but does not want to give black musicians the acknowledgement they deserve. If you'd like to see a video where I discuss inequalities and injustices in the music industry and other platforms, then please leave a comment below. Even the Supremes themselves were not appreciated by the music industry. Despite delivering iconic song after iconic song and breaking countless records, they were only nominated twice and were never awarded a Grammy. Despite their lack of acknowledgement, the Supremes achieved what few artists of color managed to achieve at that time: crossover success. Of course, they were popular with black audiences, but they were also very popular with white and international fans. The success of the Supremes among different demographics led to the crossover success of other Motown artists, such as the Temptations and the Jackson 5. As the group continued to soar in popularity, Berry Gordy became more and more attentive to Diana Ross, whom he felt was the group's star, so much so that other Motown artists began to notice. In 1967, Gordy officially changed the group's name to Diana Ross and the Supremes, which did not sit well with founding member Florence Ballard, who grew more and more anxious about the group's future. Sadly, Ballard began to develop a dangerous drinking habit and showed signs of depression. She stopped showing up to record new music and often performed shows while under the influence of alcohol. As Ballard was growing more and more unreliable, Gordy brought in Cindy Birdsong to replace her because of their resemblance. Ballard was never fired outright, but was advised to quit. However, she managed to hold on by attempting to get her act together. Ballard's attempt at beating her addiction was not successful, however, and she continued to perform in a drunken stupor. She was finally let go and paid a small sum of money. In 1971, however, Ballard claimed that Gordy and Ross conspired against her, and she unsuccessfully sued Motown for $8.7 million. Unfortunately, Ballard's depression and alcoholism worsened, and she died in 1976 at the young age of 32. The Supremes, as a group, still held on, but the final straw came in the form of Holland Dozier Holland leaving Motown. They were the songwriting team responsible for the Supremes' greatest hits. After they left, the Supremes failed to achieve success on the charts, and their album sales decreased. In 1969, Diana Ross left the Supremes forever and started her own solo career. Despite the tragic death of Florence Ballard and the fizzling out of their success, the Supremes are still remembered as one of the world's best girl groups. They left their mark on the music world and paved the way for future black artists to succeed. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please hit the like button below, and don't forget to head over to my channel to check out my other videos. Thank you, bye!